Assalamualaikum, I am Ideal and today I'll be explaining on the first law of thermodynamics. So first things first, what is the first law of thermodynamics? Well, the first law of thermodynamics states that energy is always conserved, it cannot be created or destroyed. What this means is that energy can be converted from one form into another. The first law of thermodynamics can be represented with this formula, which is delta U equals to Q minus W, where delta U is the change in internal energy, Q is the total heat added, and W is the total work done by the system. Moving on, here we have a video that is provided from one of our group member, Shafika, that will demonstrate on the first law of thermodynamics. So in this video, we can see that she is doing her work, then she feels a little bit peckish, so she decides to make something. She puts some water into a kettle and wait for it to boil. And here is where we can see the first law of thermodynamics being applied. We will use this as an example to show how the first law is being applied. Imagine that the system is the kettle. When the kettle is turned on, heat or Q is added to the system. As the entire system heats up, work is done in the form of evaporation of the water. Note that if more heat is being added than the work is done, the difference is stored as internal energy. For the rest of the video, we can see Shafika continuing to do other things around the house. This also represents what the first law stated, in where energy cannot be created or destroyed, but energy can be converted from one form into another. In this case, she is using the energy that she got from the drink to do her housework.
Now, let's make ice cream to determine the second law of thermodynamics. Did you know before refrigerators were invented, ice cream was made using ice? The second law of thermodynamics determines the direction of heat transfer and states heat always moves from a hot object to a cooler one. In making ice cream, heat energy is transferred from the milk mixture, which has more heat energy, to the mixture of ice and rock salt, which has less heat energy. Then the ice cream would be made. Here is the ingredient that we need to make an ice cream, which are milk, sugar, rock salt, and ice. Okay, now let's see how Shuhada will make the ice cream. First, we add 1 cup of whole milk. Now, we add 2 tablespoons of sugar and up to a half teaspoon of salt. Stir it to combine everything. Now, add enough ice to fill a gallon bag halfway. Add 6 tablespoons of salt. Shake the ice and salt well. Pour the milk mixture into a smaller freezer bag. Put the milk mixture into ice bag and close the bag properly, and then shake the bag about 3 to 4 minutes. Now we take out the milk mixture and look, it becomes ice cream and it's done.
Difference between first law and second law of thermodynamics. When we compare first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics, it shows that first law does not help to predict certain process is possible or not. Next, a process can be proceed in particular direction only, but first law does not give information about direction. Last, first law not provide sufficient condition for certain process to take place. Next, Next is application of thermodynamics. First is food freezing. Freezing is a process that lowering the temperature to reduce the activity of microorganisms and enzyme system. First engineering aspect is to design the refrigeration system that will serve food freezing process. Second engineering aspect is the rate of freezing processes. Product properties resulting from very rapid freezing are significantly different from those slow freezing. Next, we move to the second application, which is food drying. For example, drying process of rice grains. As we know that rice is one of the most agricultural products in the world, the increasing production of rice will enhance the study of new technologies. Drying is most important steps in production chain. Benefits of drying process are will reduce the water content, increasing the shelf life and reducing the incidence of losses due to attacks from insects and microorganisms.